Hello everybody, I'm only several days since I got my Oculus Quest 2 virtual reality headset, and I played several titles, and now I'm playing Half-Life Alyx, and I want to share the things that actually annoys me in VR. Yeah, there are many amazing things, but there are some things that annoys me. Some of the things I'm going to tell regarding playing games and other related to the headset and the overall experience. So the first thing is headset discomfort. Well, first of all, I need to say that the Oculus Quest 2 is a comfortable headset. However, if you play, for a relatively long time, I play, for example, Half-Life Alyx, you're gonna start feeling discomfort. And we are not in the time where we actually have something that, is thin and lightweight like sunglasses you can actually play. Hopefully these days will come, but just keep in mind that when you play in VR, you still need to put, kind of a bulky headset on your face. And if you're gonna play for relatively long time, you're going to feel discomfort on your face. There are ways to improve it using different accessories, but still, if I consider the fact that I need to put this one on, I mean, if I want to put, for example, my headphones on top of it, it's not a must, but I really want high quality audio, so I do use it. So it feels a bit discomfort putting all of these together just to get best experience overall. Things that will be improved, of course, over time, but overall something that I feel that obviously can be improved. Now the next thing is pixelation. You will be able to see pixels of the screen when actually using the Oculus Quest 2. There are high resolution headsets out there, but they're much more expensive. So does it bother me? Well, not that as you might think. I mean, I personally prefer that it wasn't there. It feels like kind of a screen that, kind of looking through a window that, with a pattern. You want this to go off. You want to see very, very sharp image. You want to feel this photorealism without any, in case of playing Half-Life Alyx, for example, as you can see here. I don't want this. This just interferes. But again, not to a very high degree. And this, of course, will be solved as more advanced headset will release into the market in the near future. Now, I heard about it before, and I needed really to try it myself to see how bad it is. Well, again, the image will appear slightly blurry, and again, the resolution is not high, so you're gonna feel it. But again, it's not game breaking in any way, but something that I want to see improve definitely. Now, regarding movement in VR, this is the first thing that I think you will notice straight away when you want to move in VR. There are different ways they do this in game. For example, you can just blink from place to place, like I do this in Half-Life Alyx game. There's a way you can actually just position a point in the 3D space, and your character will move towards this kind of, in a certain gradual linear speed, or not linear, in different speed, but it will be automatically. You won't actually need to do anything. There are ways you can actually just use the controller like you're running, like you're doing kind of a gesture, and the character will move in the direction you're actually facing. And there are other ways. Now, whatever it is, it won't feel natural. There are actually accessories that allows you to actually walk on something, and they kind of mimic walking, and it does feel natural. But in general, if you use the Oculus Quest 2 with the available application right now, you won't be able to do this. And the only thing is just try to adjust for this, and it takes some time to adjust. Once you adjust for this, it feels more comfortable over time. Kind of a feeling, when you start using controller for the first time, for example, the same. It will take some time to get used to, but again, it will never feel natural, just blinking or just let the character move while the body is actually still. So whatever solution there will be out there, this is something that I don't know how we're gonna solve, but this is something that will bother you to some degree, or after some time you get gonna used to it. Where it's a big problem, no, but something that again hopefully will be a solution that will make it more fun to move in VR. Now the next thing is low quality graphics. Well, you need to understand there's nothing wrong with having low quality graphics in certain applications in games. However, because the Oculus Quest 2, the one that I'm actually using, is independent of PC, you don't have a powerful graphic cards that developers can work with to deliver a high degree of realism. And sometimes that's exactly what I want to experience, and I definitely see it in different applications that I'm actually using in games, that I want to see, beautiful worlds, but you can definitely see the limitation of the hardware. The good news is that if you're using the Oculus Quest 2, for example, you can actually connect it to a PC using VR Link, a cable, optic cable, which allows you to experience PC VR games and applications, and this is great. So there is a solution for this, but just keep in mind that if you don't intend to use it, there is a limitation for the hardware that exists on the Oculus Quest 2. Now, regarding game space, well, when you play in virtual reality, when I'm playing in the Oculus Quest 2, you can play seated position. You don't need to play room scale, you don't need like a big space. However, there's a minimum amount of space that is required, and I'm actually playing in a very little room, unfortunately, and this means that I'm usually finding myself just hitting something with the controllers because I have limited space. There's a recommendation one, but I can't actually have this in my little space. It won't bother many people because probably many people have large space, but for those of you who have tight space, just keep in mind this can be annoying, and it happens sometimes when I'm just eating things with the controller because I can't actually see what's in the room. And just tackle things in the world, and again, this is annoying for me, but again, this is only because I have very limited space available for me. If it wasn't the case, it wouldn't be a problem, but something to keep in mind. For me, it's annoying again, but just because I have very tight space. Yeah, it's probably funny the way I say it, but the thing is that the Oculus Quest 2 is kind of a spongy, the thing that attaches to your face, that was designed to make it comfortable to wear the headset on your face. Having said that, this of course will absorb oil, will absorb sweat, and eventually will sting. So of course you can actually wash it, but I asked myself, why they didn't put something, a material that you can just easily just swipe with something and that's it? Why we need to actually wash with water this material? Now there are solutions out there which you can buy, so no, there are solutions. However, I asked myself why Facebook actually used this one and not a better material. Kind of annoying, and I already ordered something from eBay to replace it. Now, keep in mind that there are many great indie games. However, when I'm looking at this, when I read some reviews of people actually saying about it, Half-Life Alyx is probably the best VR games out there and nothing come close, and don't play it as a first game because you get disappointed with so many other games. This just shows you that, well, there aren't many great AAA games for virtual reality at the moment. I mean, if you could compare it to what we have on non-VR games, well, there are plenty of, right? Plenty of release each year, and you have plenty of games to choose from. And the thing is, because it's not just, it is related to the amount, because not every type of game, VR game, you will enjoy playing, right? You need many, because sometimes there are things that in certain genres that you don't enjoy playing. So you want selection, so you'll be able to choose ones. There will exist games that you will enjoy playing yourself. So if the selection is low, the chances that you're going to find something that you will enjoy playing, rather than forced to play in quotations because there are not other things, is quite high. So in that aspect, I just, this is something that I feel like, every now and then it's going to be a big game, but the number of big VR games, AAA games that are available right now for virtual reality is relatively low. Now, there are many apps and games out there, but you can definitely feel that some of them just weren't optimized well for VR. These are games that were designed from the ground up for VR, but again, you can clearly see that some developers, and I actually found quite a few of those games and apps, that just feel awkward to use, and it's really hard to kind of perfect the experience for VR. And even Half-Life Alyx has some issues. Again, this is the limitation of the hardware itself, but again, with what we have, we need to do the best to deliver the best experience. And I played a few games, and I asked myself why they actually decided to do this, why they decided to do that. Some implementations just and things that actually are shown on the store and actually like in a good position, so they're actually recommended for players, and once I try them out, I ask myself, what is this? Like for example, half for example, some of the experiences that are just terrible. So after trying many apps, I can definitely understand people saying that if you try Half-Life Alyx, you're gonna feel that many other games are gonna be, far from being at the same level. Hopefully this will change later on, but that's the situation right now. Now, the one thing that I actually experienced when I tried VR for the first time is that I really enjoyed the simple interactions. The simple games were actually the one that I actually enjoyed the most. It's kind of funny. And I asked myself, well, why is that? Well, because it's more accessible, especially for you users. But even in general, I think the games that I tried that have very simple mechanics, but the developer made those mechanics perfectly, were actually very, very enjoyable. And now I see so many different apps and complicated mechanics, and people really try to do everything, but the result is that it's quite a complete mess. This is why it's very hard to nail things like what Valve did with Half-Life Alyx. But the thing is that I want more of these simple games, and hopefully we're gonna see more. If I were to design a VR game, I would search for something very specific and focus and make sure I nailed it right. This, for example, the reason why Beat Saber is so popular, super hot, and many other games. Even the experience that comes with the Oculus Quest 2, First Steps, is absolutely amazing. Just simple, easy to understand, mechanics are nailed perfectly, and it just feels great and right for virtual reality played on the Oculus Quest 2. And there are probably other things that I haven't mentioned so far, but again, at the end of the day, I enjoy VR a lot on the Oculus Quest 2. And of course, we need more time until the hardware will be more capable. There will be maybe controllers with different type of haptic feedback technologies and other technologies that will improve the gameplay experience overall. But right now, you cannot not ignore the issues that virtual reality has still. And even modern VR is great, but it has its limitations. And I think some people can, live with this, others just prefer not to get it altogether. Yeah, so again, don't get me wrong, there are plenty of good things, of course, just mentioning some of the annoying things here, but VR is absolutely a blast to play on the Oculus Quest 2, but I really wanted to mention these things. Not everyone will agree, not everyone will actually experience what I experienced, but I want to share based on my experience. And the thing is that in VR, until you experience it yourself, you really won't know what it is. Really, it's really something that you have to try out yourself to feel it. And there are so many advantages, much more than the disadvantages, some of them that I mentioned here. So this is it for this video. Tell me which one you agree or not agree. I'll see you very soon in the next video. Consider subscribing to my channel and give this one a like. More videos coming very, very soon. Cheers. Bye bye.